Hello everyone and welcome to The No Show. I'll be your host Nathan Orenstein, and today I'm going to be reviewing One Night Only. One Night Only is written by Braun, directed by Gluck, and stars Barbaro and Callum. 3 years ago, a mandate was put in place that prohibited premarital sex except for one night a year. Two strangers' paths cross, but they're more interested in forming a meaningful connection with someone rather than just hooking up for the night. One Night Only has one of the dumbest concepts I've ever heard for a rom-com. The film gives just enough explanation for why the mandate's in place, and it gives just enough explanation for how the mandate's enforced, but I would leave any additional questions at the door, because logically, this movie simply doesn't make much sense. I do at least gotta respect the commitment to the bit though. Everything from the protest posters on the walls, to the fake advertisements in the backgrounds of stores, to the extras that pepper every scene, it all sells you on the idea that this is the reality in this weird dystopian version of America. But now there's the task of setting a rom-com during what is arguably the least romantic night possible in this fake universe. And that of course comes with some pros and cons. Bro, this movie's a lot of fun. It's really breezy. It's clear that Gluck, most recently of Anyone But You fame, knows his way around a rom-com. It's not the funniest movie in the world, but I laughed a decent amount of times, and the runtime really flew by. Barbaro and Callum are both solid leads here too, and I fully bought into their chemistry. I will say, I'm not fully on board with Callum continuing to play Americans. I think he does more of like a caricature of a New Yorker rather than actually embodying one, but it's not a big deal. It's a rom-com, so as long as the film's fun and the leads are charming and have good chemistry together, I think that's really the most important bar it has to clear. And this film manages to do that, so I had a good time. Con: the romance element just doesn't land very well in my opinion. In the first half of this movie, these two aren't even together. They're kind of on their own, trying to navigate their crazy nights, and their paths cross a couple times, much to the annoyance of Barbaro's character. Obviously, they decide to finally hang out eventually, but that's where the movie shifts. The first half is goofy and fun and doesn't take itself seriously at all, and I think this is where it excels. The second half is more of a straightforward romance, and that's where the movie's at its weakest. I do stand by the fact that Barbaro and Turner have great chemistry, but I think that it almost makes more sense for a frenemies sort of vibe rather than an actual relationship. And as the film approaches its inevitable conclusion, it honestly felt more frustrating than satisfying. I got some audible reactions from some audience members at my showing experiencing that frustration, and I have to say, I agree with them. The movie tries its best to balance this sex-crazed night with this wholesome romance, and to put it simply, it just doesn't manage to balance it well at all. Overall, One Night Only is the sort of movie you go see for date night, and then you forget about it by the end of the week. It's a fun, easy watch, but it's not really doing anything to tug at your heartstrings or to make you invested in what's actually happening. The concept is goofy enough that it actually sort of works for a comedy. It just doesn't really work as the backdrop for a rom-com to really feel romantic. I did enjoy it though, and I'm going to be giving it a 6 out of 10. If you enjoyed the review, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And if you've seen One Night Only already, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I've been Nathan Orenstein with The No Show. Thanks for watching.